Hello guys, we got a new patch coming out following the recent rework, War in the Plaguelands Reborn with Fiona's Caravan and all that fun stuff, 1.62. So we got kind of a big patch, balancing the changes, adding new things, fleshing out this and that, etc. And I'm gonna try to go through everything. It's a lot more procedural this time. I don't have a list of heroes to show off like I did in the other ones. It's more, this is what's changed and why, and kind of a lot of small things, some big things. To start, we got an intro cinematic, which we might even try to voice in the future. It's not gonna be my voice. I can't do that. So to start, it's a simple one for new players, basically, to explain the game. And in the future, each faction will have an individualized intro that kind of pans over the faction's base and says, "You are this guy with whatever, your Crimson Legion. You must defeat the Scourge, etc., etc." But this is big for getting new people in. Camera work is refined too. So after that ends, everyone's camera is going to go to the right place. You're going to be locked in until you choose your path, etc. So paths are something that we covered. Not many changes in the path front. Still just paths for 6 factions. This is kind of a preview. Not as much to actively show off, but we moved the Legion triggers to the command card for teal and red. So actually, if we set Satan to 10, you can go Legion, set him to 12, can no longer go Legion. Now, one thing is I'm going to show off, but we're not going to go too crazy on, just for because they won't be done for a while. But it's it's fun, it's cool. I added some of the coming soon, like betrayals or faction enhancements. Teal, Scarlet Onslaught in, Alex dies, this and that. Argon Crusade for yellow, this and that. Brown will be able to join the Argon Crusade. Forsaken, all that fun stuff. Forsaken is the one that's going to come next. The rest is just a cool icon with a coming soon underneath it. So, most importantly, this is going to be on every hero. Now, on to the serious stuff. So there's again, as I was saying, there's a lot of small changes, balance stuff. For instance, Brown's heroes had 0 mana regen for some reason, so they now have mana regen. Actually, let me test it. Let me make sure it's not too much mana regen by accident. It might be too much mana regen by accident, but we'll go back to that. They had 0 mana regen before. Purple, same thing. Values were tuned. Every purple hero has an item now, and got some feedback on basically healing and who it affects, etc., etc. One big thing was for whatever reason, the Berserker requirement upgrade glitched itself back in, so a lot of abilities were not usable, which has been fixed. Some of the more major changes are not all of the events, but a lot of events will get moved to use the new gold resource system. I gotta change that. And we implemented the use of gold for 4 factions. Fiona's, it was already in place. You get 50 gold per minute, and that represents your ability to trigger events and all that. So to start, we did it for the factions that I think were the least interesting and got the least amount of love. So green. The way I have it set up is you can always train a unit, which is like stronger than normal, but like you wouldn't want to spend that money on that unit until you've trained everything else, just because intuitively it's more just so that like in the late game you have something to spend money on and you're not just like, oh, this money's useless. But many of the hero events that were like timed or set by a level, like getting level 12 or a backup, for instance, I think Maxna came if this guy died or if he got level 12. It's now just by gold. So to start, some of the events have just been transcribed, but there will also be different types of events, especially moving forward, such as buffs, which I've not planned, or the creation of items. Light blue, just Thaddeus and Headmush, and gray had Lord Blackwood and Saffron tied to events, and gray gets an item event. So gray now has Lindsay Raven's son in preparation for the Forsaken. I don't think too much is different over in the west. These towers now have like a defensive spawn. Gray was missing 2 Death Knights, fixed. And I think that's about it for the west. Oh, I did something somewhat controversial, but I just said fuck it. I hate this shit. I removed the 3-second bind by Vishaz and Thielen. I think Thielen's Black Hand now is 2 seconds, but it's dispellable. And also, this tooltip is wrong. At the max level, Stormbolt is 2 seconds. So at the max level, you're back to 2 seconds, but I thought that 3-second shit was ridiculous, and maybe people will be really upset, and it was a bad change, but that is a significant change there. Now, on to the more comprehensive ones. Ignore this staff of teleportation. After feedback from seeing purple in action and just fixing things, purple starts with a couple more dudes. Purple will have a path which has a second type of unit. So you basically choose your unit. You either get Worgen Rifleman or Worgen melee units. That's one of the last things that I have to do. Fiona's passive for the Worgen form fleshed out. Still have to do this item. And then the capturing of towers now works properly. For now, won't matter much other than having a base. You have to put a hero in front of it, and then you need to repair it with an upgrade. Boom, boom, it's been repaired. Not super useful for the tower yet. Maristead is down here. We gotta add the units back. And we're gonna show it off for Dareshire. Nathanos has a new ability. The rapid fire. So this all properly works now. Same idea. Boom, boom, Pamela. Oh, and Fiona's tent no longer starts in Fiona's control. The faction actually has to bring Fiona here to activate it and then get their events. Because I was seeing that Fiona was like going west, which I think is not necessarily a bad thing, but I wanted there to be like the whole quest line in Fiona's Caravan is like they go to the towers and then they go to Untitled Chapter, etc. So I actually have to put her there. Same as is in the last patch, but Goblin event, yada yada. Teal is about the same. So the last thing is Lights Hope Chapel. What I noticed was, teal and yellow are getting their spawns back because outposts are gone. Outposts are gone. That's another thing. I gotta remove this one still. And the significant outposts are just replaced with spawns. And anywhere where an outpost was like useful for healing, it's just been left as basically a fountain. Only in a couple places. I think it's this one and I think this one too. But you can know. Maybe I'll add it back so they're flippable. No, I can't because of the gold thing. Whatever. Outposts are being reworked. So Lights Hope Chapel, I found that the base became too easy to kill. People just rush their shit in. So we have, first of all, I added back the healing aura, which got removed by accident. So that'll hopefully be enough to make a difference. The light, like the healing, the Light of Dawn range now goes all the way to this entrance, but no further. Same deal with the revive. And finally, this works too for green. This gatehouse. You have to put it up there, research the thing. It takes 2 minutes. I think we already opened the back door though. And then the last notable ability is there will be a barrier. So if somebody's really trying to be cheeky or you need to buy time, I think 60 seconds is too long. I think it'll be like maybe 30 seconds max. But wanted to try that out just for the sake of like maybe they try to bum rush everything and you're down here and you're just like, nope, like turning on the barrier, like fuck you. I don't know. Corfax now starts in the game instead of Eligor. And perhaps the last interesting thing for yellow is Pegadarian, new ultimate. Gotta change the tooltips so that Castilian, Brannigan, and the other nerd were not left in the dust. Does a little Brewmaster ultimate. They're back in the game just like that. And yeah, Darren's definitely a soy boy. I think that's about it for yellow. Orange and red, believe about the same. I'm trying to think if there's any like notable bug fixes. Should be about the same, yeah. There's some small things in between, like adding this and removing that. Spawns now, rally points now work for unique spawns. And the last thing, yeah, I'm at the end of my stream, is Faralina's getting reworked to have a more unique skill set, which is like not done yet. It's going to be one of the last things here. So basically she's going to have like a stack of eggs, and it's all of her skills are going to use eggs instead of mana. We might keep mana around, I'm not sure, but the resource will effectively be these eggs. She'll like passively regenerate them and so on and so on. Also very important. So yeah, I think that's about it. If you enjoyed the video, like, follow, subscribe, you know, etc., etc. Come play the game, etc., etc. Yeah, I think that's everything. There's definitely something I missed, but yeah, hit that subscribe button.